average Coloradan actually pays about $1,100 more per year than the regular American does as a direct result of how bad the roads are here. I propose a reverse tax. This is how we deal with potholes. For every pothole that is still in place 30 days or more, every single day that pothole is not filled, we assess a tax on the government, which then comes back to us in a Tabor refund. All right, guys, it's time to get back into the Twisted View. Got a little of the good Irish stuff here. Welcome to the Twisted View. Don't forget, subscribe and like our channel. Click that little bell icon for notifications. Find the Twisted View podcast on your favorite listening app. You got suggestions? We really don't care. Send them to ihateleland@twistedview.com. Myself, along with Benjamin Allbright and Christian Toto. Benjamin Allbright from KOA, Christian Toto all over the place, including the amazing book, Virtue Bombs, How Hollywood Got Woke and Lost It. So welcome, guys. Good to see you guys again.
Good to be here.
Potholes. I got a problem. Okay, so
grinds your gears.
It does indeed. So I live in Colorado Springs, and the mayor of the city recently took to Facebook to try to explain why we have potholes that have been there forever. Some of them, like I actually invented a game show called Colorado Pothole or Moon Crater, right? Like it's an actual game show we play on Twitter/X. But he went to Facebook and he decided to explain the same way Governor Polis explains why we never fill potholes in Colorado, and that was that we have this crazy climate here in Colorado, and apparently only in Colorado, where it gets really hot really quick and really cold really quick, and because of that, the surface of the roads falls apart, and they don't give a crap about it. So that's essentially the explanation. What was fun was he got so ratioed on his Facebook post about this, like literally 10-1. People were like, "You're full of crap. This is absolutely not true. You're just not doing your job with our tax dollars." Why is Colorado perennially? I think we should change the motto. It should be "Welcome to Colorado, the pothole state." And if you want to make it the colorful pothole state, then that's fine. But it's not. It's a pothole state.
Well, when we legalized pot, we didn't realize we were legalizing potholes too.
That's what it is. That's what it is. That's where they put the pot, so you could just stop and get it out of the.
I guess it bugs me. That explanation bothers me, first of all, because I mean, I think most people who watch the show now know I was in Iraq multiple times. The roads there it goes from hot to cold there, and I promise it's hotter and colder.
Don't tell me the roads are better in Iraq than they are here.
Than they are here.
I love it.
Now, I mean, just say like the pothole situation there is usually from an IED and not from and not so. I that explanation, I'm not buying that.
Yeah, should we add a third category like pothole? Moon Crater, IED blast hole.
Yeah. Well, they've rebranded 16th Street Mall to just 16th Street. So that's done. We got that. We locked it in.
Yeah.
Now we have to rebrand.
Now we can focus on other things.
Yeah, the state and go there.
Rebrand potholes to just
temporary. A garage or a mechanic supply system where you have to go to the garage and get your car fixed.
Right. Well,
which strikes a little too close to home for you.
I propose a reverse tax. Okay, this is how we deal with potholes. The reverse tax works like this. Okay, we put this on a ballot measure, so all Coloradans get to vote on this. Thank God for democracy, right? So here's how the reverse tax works. For every pothole that is still in place 30 days or more, every single day that pothole is not filled, we assess a tax on the government, which then comes back to us in a Tabor refund, right? Independence Institute, thank you for the Tabor. Let's just expand it one more level. And let's say and it could be like a minuscule percent, but it adds up to like millions of dollars a day the state has to give us back. Guarantee you they'll fill the potholes the next day. And there will not be one that goes more than 30 days.
30 days is just unconscionable. I mean, 30 days is massive. a week, 2 weeks, maybe 30 days. Come on.
How fast should potholes be filled?
30,
Exactly.
yeah. I mean, well, yes, but I mean, 30 days, I think would be by far the longest limit I would ever agree to. I would say I'd go a little further with your thing. We could take our repair bills and deduct them off our taxes. I should be able to. I should be able to, because I hit a pothole the first show we were doing on the way back. I had to get new tires, so that's that's $1,800. So like, I should be able to deduct that $1,800 repair bill off the tax because I'm already paying for these roads and you didn't fix them.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you, and I know there is like in some circumstances you can file like a claim or whatever, but it's really hard to get the government to actually come up with that. I recently went through this. I was driving back from the Western Slope and in the viaduct, which is notorious. Like I have driven on many dirt roads that were 1,000 times better than the eastbound viaduct. Both sides are bad, but the eastbound is the worst. And I hit something and I anyway finished my trip. And then a little bit later, I'm like hearing these weird noises in my suspension. So I go in, I get it. Go to the mechanic, and they're like, we've never seen this before, but you actually, whatever you hit it good because both shocks on the right-hand side of your truck are bad. They're leaking. So we had to replace those. The noise was still there. Turns out that the defect in the shocks led to a degradation of my bearing. Front bearing is destroyed. I have to replace both of those, and I had just put brand new tires on as a result of how bad the wear was from these roads. So I'm into it for about $5,000. And I did the study on this. Christian, the average Coloradan actually pays about $1,100 more per year than the regular American does as a direct result of how bad the roads are here.
We're number one. I mean, that's
Again,
exciting. Yeah.
Number 2
But then
in
the tourist
danger and number 1 in potholes. Yeah.
We are cleaning up.
Yeah.
Except we're not cleaning up.
Well, here's what bothers me about this, guys, is that it's so obvious that our government, whether it be the city of Denver, whether it be Fort Collins, whether it be Colorado Springs, whatever, the state, it's so clear that their focus is absolutely not on the taxpayers' needs. It's on how do we rename the 16th Street Mall. It's on
how much they spend on that again?
It was about $1 million, wasn't it?
Like a quarter. Okay, that fills a lot of potholes. I'm just saying.
One word.
Yeah.
Mall.
Right. Yeah.
Got it.
That money could have filled some potholes.
Are we in the wrong business, not being a consultancy for the government, like where we could just go, let's drop mall?
Well, here's my plan. There are a lot of newcomers here. We're a sanctuary, everything. So let's train the newcomers in pothole repairs and send them out. They are gainfully employed. They're doing a good thing.
I like it.
And actually, our reaction to newcomers, if someone is against illegal immigration, all of a sudden it's like, hey,
We gave them a job.
yeah.
You know, speaking of which, the former mayor of Albuquerque, the last time they had a Republican mayor, he actually came up with an idea that worked to get panhandlers off the street. What he did was he worked with some private institutions like churches, and they donated a van, and then they would take the van around, and people that were potholing, that were panhandling in the middle of the street, they would actually offer them, at the time, this was a few years back, they would offer them $10 an hour cash on the barrelhead. You get paid at the end of the day. You get a lunch, and you get a hot meal when we're done, and then we drop you off at a place that's safe for you to sleep for the night. That's all you had to do. That was the exchange. Just come and work for us. About 10% of the panhandlers actually took them up on it, so it wasn't like this revolutionary thing, but that's probably the only percentage that are going to do it.
Yeah.
They cleaned up some hundreds of thousands of tons of debris, of graffiti, all of which is back now. But they did all of that, right? We could basically put them to work. You want to panhandle? No, you're going to fill potholes. You know, I mean, that could be it. It's not a hard job, right? You just fill it with cement. You're good.
You know, I've worked in the summertime construction. I did crack filling where there's cracks in the road. You kind of put the tar.
That sounds like a personal problem.
I've never been so dirty. I've never been so hot. I would take 2 showers after the day. I'm just saying it's not an easy gig, but it is a gig, and you are doing a good service, and that's helping out.
Hard
the roads,
work never hurt anybody, did it?
No. I just want some context here. It's
and I would imagine you come away with more. You work a 6-hour day, you're coming away probably with more free meal. I mean, $60 in a free meal is probably coming away with more when you're panhandling.
Yeah, that's
not that I know what the return
well, we
on
can solve the
panhandling is.
panhandling problem too.
So you know what we should do? We should put me out on the street, and we can figure out how much panhandling makes you in a day.
Wouldn't that be great?
I have no discernible talent. I can't juggle or anything, but I'll stand there and
I dig it. I think one thing that would be great is, I don't know if you guys saw, but in England, there was a guy who got tired of the potholes. And so he went out and he drew male genitalia in paint around the potholes. And within 24 hours, the potholes were fixed because the government
It's a
didn't
miracle.
want,
It's a miracle.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
the government kind of takes that
Mhm.
kind of sarcasm pretty serious. I mean,
Yeah.
you're probably going to get audited.
In Colorado, we can just put MAGA on each pothole.
Well, yeah.
And then they come in and they,
Instantly
I
fill
swear it was there yesterday.
This is a MAGA
Look how
pothole.
smooth.
Be gone the next day. We'll be gone within hours. I love it. Yeah. Let's talk about dad bods.
What are you trying to say?
Which one of us are you talking to here?
Working on it, right?
You found a study, Ben, that women supposedly prefer dad bods.
It blew my mind. Like I just recently started working out again. I'm trying to get health conscious and be serious about that. 15 years
Are you
ago.
trying to bulk up or lean down?
I'm trying to get rid of the fat and then bulk up the
Okay.
muscle.
All
So,
right.
a little bit of both. But I mean, 15 years ago, I was U.S. Army Master Fitness Trainer. I was in great shape, and I've just let myself go to hell over the last 15 years. And so I'm trying.
Yeah, that right. I'm just kidding.
I'm trying. I'm out here trying. So I started working out again, and I came across, and you know how the algorithm is, starts feeding you stuff. And I guess I came across this study, and it said that women almost like 2 to 1 prefer dad bods to a guy that's, and I cannot believe. I mean,
Utter BS.
yeah, my dating history would suggest otherwise. Dating history continues to suggest otherwise. But I cannot believe women prefer flat. Like
Let me tell you why that is. Okay, I'm just going to end the mystery in all of this. Look at American women today, and the high percentage that are not in shape. Okay, and I'm one to speak because I'm not an American woman, but not necessarily like a buff guy. But I'm just saying there is a comfort in saying that person is also not in shape, and therefore I'm attracted to that, as opposed to what the standard is that they really, really like. There are no dad bods at the male strip club. Okay, if women
do you know
prefer
that?
dad bods, I can't tell you.
It's like, wait, that's what Paul
look, people
Giamatti
do what
isn't
they
the
do.
face
It's
of
all good.
Baywatch. I mean, like,
but
Running in slow motion.
yeah,
Paul
it's like
Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti isn't the face of Baywatch. Like this does not compute to me.
wait. Are you disagreeing with me?
I mean, I agree with you in the sense that I think, and this is going to sound terrible. If you're female, I apologize, but it's going to sound terrible. But it's like, do you really prefer that, or do you prefer that because it's permission to let yourself go?
But that's the same thing. I mean, we're saying kind of the same thing, aren't we?
But I don't
It's
think
permission to
so
not.
you're saying they're lying in the
I'm
thing.
saying they're lying. I'm saying that they are not. The
scene from Thelma and Louise is Brad Pitt. It's not Danny DeVito with his shirt off.
Exactly.
I'm apoplectic reading this thing because I'm sitting there like I'm like, there's no way 71% of women prefer a pear-shaped man to somebody that's built.
unless they're a pear shaped.
I want to build on what you're saying. I think,
Okay.
like, if I see a really attractive, super fit woman, I go, oh,
Yes.
she's beautiful, amazing. And
Right.
then I think, oh my God, if that were my girlfriend, imagine we go to the restaurant, oh, I can't eat this. I can't eat this. I've got to get up at 6 a.m.
You're
So
seeing
maybe-
high maintenance.
Yeah, and for guys and gals.
Okay.
So if you see a guy in amazing shape, he's going to be committed to that body and that health regimen. And it's less fun. When my wife is on a diet, it's less fun to go to a restaurant because I can't do this. We can't do ice cream in the summertime. I'm not blaming her. I'm just saying that's just where it is.
Okay.
So there may be that factor in addition to what you're saying. I want
Okay.
to build on that.
I think you're right, but we're all kind of saying the same thing. We're saying that people are answering this survey by saying that they're attracted to the dad bod because of what Ben said. It gives them permission to eat whatever the hell they want, right? And not care. And the reality
Not feel
is
guilty.
Yeah.
not feel guilty. And the reality is there is a human standard that is, what's the word I'm looking for? Evolutionarily, we're attracted to, right?
Yeah.
Evolutionarily, a man who has broad shoulders, who has strong muscles, is seen as a good mating partner because he's going to be a good protector of the family. A woman who has rounded hips and is somewhat curvy, but also athletic and strong, that's somebody who's going to be a good nurturer. That's going to be someone who's going to, all those things. Now, there's going to be a bunch of people hating on me right now. I can tell you're such a sexist.
Come on in.
That's not where I'm coming from. I'm saying evolutionarily,
There's an
human
imperative.
beings
Yeah.
are drawn to those things. That has not changed the entire time. I mean, maybe go to the Middle Ages and they liked plump people because it showed that they had money.
Rubenesque.
Right. But it didn't mean that was sexually attractive to them.
But two things. One is, I think you said they're lying. I don't think they're actively lying. I think it's somehow in their system they get that. I don't think they're actively deceiving themselves. But also, dad bod? I didn't hear about this 10 years ago. This is new, right?
Right.
Yeah,
That's like a new construct.
Right. And I'm reading, like I read this, there's 20% of women who answered this thing saying that dad bod is the new six pack. Like they would prefer that to, and I'm just I'm looking at every television show I see, I remember every sex scene you see on TV, and I'm like, no, that's not, you're not having the guy, Billy Bob from Varsity Blues is not the standard bearer.
Show me two jigglies bumping uglies on televion, and it's not going to happen. Because nobody wants to see it.
You don't want to get six-pack shamed. Listen, I'm eating as fast as I can. Come on.
So it's the whole keg now. But
okay, let me ask you a question. Well, what were you going to say? Because I have another question about the poll.
Well, I mean, it's just, it fascinates me because I'm wondering if it really, because you're saying people aren't like, okay, fair. I'll run on that under that assumption. If that's the case, when did the standard shift on what male physique is that physique is attractive?
Right.
Because I would tell you the posters, the movies, the television shows would tell us otherwise. So when did Kevin James' physique become the epitome of
I have a theory.
Manhood?
I have a theory. Okay, and here comes the conspiracy. Okay, I'm going way deep on this.
There's not going to be aliens, are there?
Joe Rogan
There might be
Alex Jones.
There might be.
What's
It's
the
about
scale?
50% between Joe Rogan and Alex Jones. I think big food has something to do with this.
Ooh.
I think about 10 years ago,
Love big food.
there was a real move towards like no body shaming. I don't believe in body shaming, right? Like people are beautiful at all sizes. I'm not just trying to say that.
I'm not trying to do that either.
Yeah, but honestly, there are heavy women that are gorgeous, right? There are skinny women that are ugly, right? There are heavy men that are good-looking dudes who attract all kinds of mate potential, and there's really strong built dudes that are like everybody's like, get the heck away from me. There's intangibles in attraction,
Sure.
right? That's just a reality. But I think about 10 years ago, we started seeing this whole thing like heavy and healthy, which is not a real thing. Like it's literally not a real thing. If you are overweight, you are not healthy.
Yeah.
But this was driven, I think, by big food because people were starting to wake up and realize that our sort of primal setting is to be fit and move and exercise and lift heavy things and eat good balanced food. When people were starting to wake up to that, big food's like, crap, they're not going to be addicted to Doritos anymore.
Right.
And then that crept into the marketing. Because here's the thing, you guys are talking about Hollywood. It never made it to Hollywood. But all of the TV commercials, the dad is a fat slob who sits on the couch and watches TV or plays video games. And the mom is hot.
Yeah.
The mom is hot. And she's doing all the work in the family. She's getting the kids to school and she's driving, she's working, and he's sitting on the couch fat with a dead body. They started making this the new accepted thing. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. And let me hear it, camera too. Fellas, if you're figuring out how to pull this off, I'm not figuring out how to pull off Sofia Vergara while sitting playing video games at the house and being unattractively fat, which apparently is attractive now, but whatever. It seems like that the notion has changed without the reality of it changing.
Yeah. Well, maybe there's a happy medium, which goes back to what you said, Christian. You said, and let's build on it, right? You said, wait, what did you say again?
I said so much. No, I was saying you see a fit person, you think there's a whole
high maintenance.
Yeah, there's a whole thing going on there. It's not just they look great. Oh, they wake up early.
There's truth to
they
that.
skip this. They do this.
Yeah.
They're gonna not be able to do this event. They can't be as social. They can't be as fun. I'm gonna cook from home. I'm gonna bring my little snack pack when we go to the restaurant.
And there's an element of that. Not that I'm an expert on women, but I've been married for 20 years, and I think my wife's hot. So I did okay. But there's an element of that, I think, that when you have, like, say, a female who's perfectly fit like that, especially in the gym, there's an element of that where a guy might look at that and go, she can have any guy she wants, therefore she can treat any guy she wants the way she wants to treat him, and I'm not down for that, right? Like, there's an element, and there's probably vice versa. I don't know. I'm not inside the head of a woman, but maybe a woman looks at the guys the same way. Maybe there's an element of that to this.
I mean, I think I'm the only one of us that's dating at this point in our life. But I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't think about that when I see a woman. I'm just like, she looks hot. Like, let's go see if there's a vibe. Let's go see if let's go get dinner and see if there's an attraction there or not.
The vibe is where that's cached. Because there are some women that are super hot and you approach them and they're like totally approachable.
Yeah. Actually, one thing I've loved about Denver, I moved here in 2007. The women who are really attractive to me in the greater Denver area, they don't act like it. When I was in DC, if there was a really beautiful woman, you knew it, she knew it, and there was a vibe that came out. You're like, you stay 10 paces
maybe we're
away.
When I was in LA, it was the same way.
Maybe we're misunderstanding what the dad bod is. Maybe the dad bod is a guy who, it's not really because you know how women, I mean, it might be tied into just how that guy makes her feel as opposed to how much he looks, right? Like maybe there's something we're as dudes completely missing on this topic. I don't know.
We need the women in the comments to help us out here.
Yeah, we do, right? I hate
comfortable in their
Leland.
own skin. I think that might be part of it too.
And what?
They're comfortable in their own skin. A guy with a dad bod, he's not working out intensely. He doesn't care. He's just like, this is who I am, man.
Yeah.
And I get the job done. I take care of my kids. I punch the clock. I get her done, and that's it.
That's attractive, probably. We talk like we're experts on what women are thinking, and we're the farthest from that. But that's probably attractive because what does that say? Going back to evolutionarily,
there's a confidence. They believe that they can handle themselves. They can handle. They have. It
says stability.
Yeah.
It says there, day in and day out. It says committed. That's maybe what it says. But I just feel like this idea that the new sexually attractive is two different things, right? I think I can understand how a really beautiful woman might look at a guy like that isn't. And listen, man, like the three of us are not the most beautiful people. I have a face for radio.
Don't speak for yourself. Toto here is the pinnacle of, it's him.
My mom said I had a face for radio, so I am not one to be talking.
A voice for newspaper.
Thanks, Mom.
But voice for newspaper. But maybe there's an element of this that the whole dad bod thing is actually just missing the main point. Here's another depth to the story. How many men are not committed to their families anymore?
Oh.
And we see women are talking about this.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because my wife just went to a women's leadership conference in which the woman who was leading it, she said women want cowboys, but cowboys are gone. They're almost extinct. So it's not even about the body. It's about a man who's going to do what you said, get the job done, right?
Yeah.
In more ways than one.
Well,
I don't know what that means.
And that doesn't require that you have a great physique. It just...
You were going to say something?
Oh, years ago I saw a movie in the theater. Forget the name of the movie, forget everything about it, except for, I think it was Scott Eastwood, son of Clint, met someone like a meet cute, and then he was going to pick her up on their first date. I think she lived in a sorority house, young people.
Right.
And Scott Eastwood's character had flowers, and he brought the flowers to the front door and did the whole knock. And the door opens, and all her girlfriends are there. They're all giggling. They're all like, "Oh, he said." The women in the theater were gasping. I could feel it. They were
like they didn't like it.
They loved 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 it. They said, "Oh my gosh, that's so romantic. It's so old school. I can't believe he did that." It was a genuine. I just felt it. I didn't interview everyone. I could feel it. In the theater.
You hear a lot about these radical feminists that don't want doors open, but when's the last time you actually had a woman not appreciate when you open the door for her? Right.
And because in my lifetime, it's only been one time where somebody was like, and I'm like, I open it for everybody. But dudes, like I'm not,
Well, because intelligent women understand that me opening the door for them is not an insult to them. It's an honor.
Me holding the door open,
like,
so you don't have to get your hand dirty touching the handle.
Yeah, and also you get a good look as they go through the door. There's nothing wrong with that.
I was trying.
God bless America.
We have women watchers. I was trying to hide that.
I mean, we got to be honest here. I mean, that's the whole point, right? But no, I think it could tie back on a much deeper level to the fact that we live in a society that one has demonized men, masculinity, harshly over the last 10 years. Those men have responded to that by doing what was predicted they would do. They have not been committed in their relationships and with their family. And now there's a missing component in society of the cowboy who's loyal and fights for his family, provides for his family, protects his family. That's missing. The dad bod becomes this sort of odd modern symbol that ties to that. It's not what's physically attractive to them. It's what's emotionally attractive.
It's what it represents.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because I was going to say the number one indicator that people are about to break up is a person suddenly starts a new exercise routine.
That's true.
So like maybe it represents I'm happy, I'm comfortable, I'm stable more than it does represents I'm the pinnacle of alpha manhood or whatever.
And all I know is I better be glad that like women don't put like physical attractiveness to the front of the line when it comes to this stuff like dudes do, because I wouldn't be with my gorgeous wife if it wasn't for that.
They're better than us. Let's just leave it at that.
But they look for different things. You know, and so I think at the end of the day, it's really hard to get inside the mind of a woman anyway. If we could, we would all be Mel Gibson in What Women Want, and then life would be great.
I'm going to be Mel in Lethal Weapon with the hair. If I could just get that mullet that's feathered lethal up front.
I think we scratched the surface on this. I have to say, I know we're not experts in this area, but a little bit of misogyny was mixed in.
You got to have a little bit of misogyny, just a little bit.
I think there was a dollop of wisdom in
What was the total, like what percentage of women claimed that they found the dad body to be the dad body to be the most.
71% found it attractive. 61% found it more attractive than a man who's absolutely ripped, and 20% said it was.
How many said they found it more attractive?
2 to 1. 61%. That's just about 2 to 1.
And what did
20% prefer? Said it was the pinnacle of.
Okay, but what did they say was the description of the dad bod from a physical standpoint?
A few extra pounds in the midsection, that kind of thing.
A few extra pounds.
I mean, I can look it up. But
No. But here's what I'm getting at.
Mm-hmm.
You're not saying a guy with a big pot-belly Dunlap
I said
that's Dunlapped over the belt.
No.
You're saying a guy that's got maybe just a little bit of cushion, but probably still retains
pear-shaped man is what they
said pear-shaped?
They said pear-shaped.
Utter BS. Utter BS. If you're saying that they like a guy that's got a little bit of a pooch
going on,
little bit of a pooch,
yeah,
maybe that's cool. Just like your wife, if she's had babies, she's gonna have a little bit, right? And we all are fine with that, right? There's no husband that's gonna be like, ooh, stretch more, like that. We don't care about that stuff, even though the media makes it sound like we do. Our wife has gone through labor; they've had our children. Yeah. We find that a source of pride. Like, she still looks great. Couple stretch marks means, hey, look, I did my job.
It's battle scars. Who doesn't like scars?
I brought those babies into the world with her, that kind of thing. So yeah, fascinating. So I don't know if we solved the problem, but
I think we did.
I think it is utter BS that they're physically attracted
Next.
to a dude.
This was our Arab Spring on the weight.
Yeah, there you go. All right, well, tune in next time. We'll solve more of the world's problems right here on the Twisted View. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Christian. I'm Leland Conway. It's the Twisted View.